All right, guys, so this is it. First question, really simple. -3 squared plus -2 squared, -3 squared plus -2 squared. Guys, if a negative number is squared, you're gonna end up with a positive number, so that's 9 plus -2 squared is 4. So this is gonna give you 9 plus 4, which is 13. So this is the answer, really easy. Anybody have any issues with this? Give me a thumbs up if you think it's just a breeze. Very, very easy question. Thumbs up if you agree. I think it's really easy. Yes, so easy. So easy. So let me give myself a thumbs up still. Let me give myself a thumbs up here. But so easy, so easy, so easy, so easy. Let's look at number 2 now. It says, what number when added to 1 and 1/3 gives me 2? Well, that's really easy, guys. Clearly, if I add 2/3 to 1 and 1/3, I'm going to end up with 2. So the answer is definitely 2/3. This is just so easy as well. Multiple choice is really easy, guys. I think it's just easy. So yes, so easy. Should I give myself a thumbs up for this as well? Maybe I should draw a thumbs up. Maybe I should draw a thumbs up. Yeah, maybe that's like a thumbs up. But yeah, guys, pretty easy still, pretty easy. Number 2 is like a breeze. Anybody have any issues with number 2? I don't really think. I think everybody should be able to add 2/3 to 1 and 1/3, right? So thumbs up. I'm good with that one. I'm totally good. And I'm gonna move on to number 3 now. So number 3 here says, guys, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 1.11, 11.1, sorry, divided by 11.1 divided by 0.01 is equal to. So this is really easy, guys. This is hella easy. So guys, when you're dividing like this, all you have to do is move the decimal place. So let me just show you what I mean. So if you're dividing 11.1 by 0.01, you want this number on the right to be, you don't want it to be a decimal. You want it to be a digit. So I'm gonna move this over here 1, 2 times. And I'm going to end up with 1 divided by, I'm going to move this decimal place 1, 2 times as well. And I'm going to end up with 1, 1, 1, 0. So that's my answer, 1, 1, 1, 0 divided by 1. So my answer is definitely D. So D is the answer. This is just also very easy. Does anybody have any issues with these 3 questions so far? Anybody have any issues with these 3 questions? I think the 3 of them are easy. But as I said, if you have any issues, speak now. Speak, guys, speak, let me know, let me know, let me know. Okay. Workout number 2. Number 2 is just, let's work out number 2 same way. It's really easy, but let's work it out. So it says here, what number when added to 1 and 1/3 would give me 2? So clearly, guys, if I subtract 2 from 1 and 1/3, I'm going to end up with 1 minus 1/3, which is 2/3. So it's definitely 2/3. The only situation that's going to give me a 2 when I add 1, if I add anything to 1 and 1/3 is 2/3. So that's definitely the answer. What number when added to 1 and 1/3 gives me 2? Definitely 2/3. That's the number. Make sense? Does that make sense? I think it makes perfect sense. Anybody have any issues? Tori, you have any issues?
No, sir, I'm good so far.
All right. Denise, any issues? Rosalie can give me a thumbs up. Everybody can give me a thumbs up. It's just really easy, guys. So there are 2 ways you can do number 2. You can subtract 1 and 1/3 from 2. You're gonna end up with 2/3. And you can just add the number 2/3 to 1 and 1/3, and you're gonna end up with 2 anyway. So those are 2 ways. You can just subtract it from 2, or you can add 2/3, and obviously you're gonna end up with 2. So Really easy, really easy. Cool. So can we move on? Let's move on now. So let's move on to number 4 now. Number 4 says, guys, 12.5% of some money. So 12.5, 12.5 is 12.5 over 100 multiplied by a sum of money, X is equal to 40, right? So what is the sum of money? X is equal to 40 divided by 12.5 over 100. So this is going to be X is equal to 40 multiplied by 100 over 12.5. So this is actually how you work out this question. That's how I would work it out still. Another way you can work it out, well, you don't get a calculator in this exam, do you? So let me really kind of think about this. Yeah, you don't get a calculator in this exam. So you kind of need to work out how much this would be. This would end up being 4,000 divided by 12.5. We don't have a calculator still, but it's kind of obvious that this is 320 still. It's kind of really obvious to me. But at the same time, I can still work it out this way, guys. So this is the setup, guys. 12.5% of a sum of money, we'll call the sum of money X, is equal to 40. So let's put 12.5 over 100 multiplied by, I'm gonna guess that is 320. And should that be equal to 40, right? Let's work it out. So this 0 will cancel that 0. Yeah. And then 32 times 12.5. Maybe that's something we should do. Yeah. Well, no. Well, we can cancel a 10 into this 12.5 to get 1.025 and multiply 1.025. Well, 1.25, sorry about that. Multiply 1.25 by 32. And if we multiply 1.25 by 32, guys, we're definitely going to end up with 40 because 25 over 100 of 32 is definitely 8. So you're going to end up with 32 plus 8. So I'm just trying to show you guys that any way you try to work it out, you should get 320 as your answer. Like, it's really obvious. The only issue with this is that it's kind of difficult to divide the 4,000 by the 12.5 here. Let's just try though. Let me show you how to divide this without a calculator, because we don't really get a calculator in the exam. So 12.5 divided by 4,000. So 12.5 can go into 4,000 how many times? I think it can go in there 3 times, right? So 3 times 12.5 is 337.5. So we're gonna subtract that from 40 and we should get 2.5. Yeah, I think we should get 2.5. So that's from the 40. We can add a 0 here, can't we? I think we can add a 0 here. Can 12.5 go into 25 or 250? Yeah, it definitely can. I think it can go in there 2 times. So 12.5 times 2 would give us 25. That 25 would minus, and then we'd carry down another 0 and we'd put another 0 here. So we'd end up with 320. So if you divide through, guys, you're still gonna end up with the 320 still. It's kind of really obvious to see that it's 320. But you don't get a calculator in this exam. So yes, you'd have to like long divide the 4,000 by the 12.5 for you to get the 320. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would long divide and work it out to get the 320. That's what I would do, because I definitely can't use my calculator here. So that's the only issue with this question. I can't use my calculator, but it's still pretty obvious that it's 320. Another thing too, guys, let me just clear the screen one more time. Sorry about that, guys. I want to explain this in a little more detail. So another thing that's worth remembering, guys, is that 12.5 over 100 is the same thing as 1 over 8. Cool. So 12.5%, guys, is the same thing as 1/8. It really is. So that would make life much easier. It really would. Because if you have 1/8 times x is equal to 40, then it's kind of really obvious that you'd have x/8 is equal to 40. So x would be equal to 8 times 40, right? If you multiply both sides by 8 to get rid of the 8 down here. And 8 times 40 is 320. Cool. So that's worth remembering. If you remember that 12.5% is 1/8, then you wouldn't really have to divide through by the 12.5 and stuff. You'd already just get your answer as 320. So that's prep school stuff, guys. To me, actually, 12.5 over 100 is definitely 1/8. Please remember that. Please remember that if you can. That's worth remembering, guys. It really is. Another thing to guys, 37.5% is also 3/8. 37.5% is 3/8. That's worth remembering, guys. It really is. So that would make your life easier as well if you remember that 12.5% is 1/8. Cool. So the answer for this one is B. I think I gave every logical reason to why it's B. Let's do number 5 now. It says a test was marked out of 80 and a boy scored 60% of the marks on the test. How much marks did he score? So 60% multiplied by the 80 marks. This is really easy. This 0 cancels this 0 and this 0 cancels that 0. 6 times 8 is 48. So you got 48 marks. So that answer is B. Easy. Anybody have any issues with this one? The second one? Or the first one?
Wait, my screen is delayed, so the markings are coming up. They're working.
I gave myself a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you don't have a problem with number 5. All right, Jay, I see a thumbs up. Denise, yes. Deshaun, how about you? You paying attention, man? Rosalie, paying attention too? Tori? Hope you guys paying attention, guys. We're just going through some multiple choice, man. We're just going through some multiple choice. So that's it for number 5. Let's move on to number 6. It says the square root of 181 lies between. So guys, we can easily think this out still. Yes, we can easily think this out because 181. 13 squared is 169. Yes, 13 squared is 169, guys. And 14 squared is, how much is 14 squared? 14 times 14. Let's just multiply it. 16. 50. 196. So 14 squared is 196, guys. And 13 squared is 169. So it says here the square root of 181 lies between definitely 13 and 14 because 181 is between 196 and 169, which is 13 squared and 14 squared. So this is definitely the square root lies between 13 and 14 for sure.
Yes, sir. I just worked this out because the square root of 181 is 12, so it's between 30. It's 12, right? And
no,
I know how to work it out because that's the answer I got. But that's the first one that gave me the hint of what I was supposed to do between my ballpark.
Sorry, bro. Hold on. The square root of 181 is not 12. It's 13 point something.
Oh, right. Sorry.
The square root of 144 is 12. We know that because 12 times 12 is 144.
Right. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong page.
So, yes, you have the wrong idea there, Jaden. But don't worry. I think you thought it out the same way.
Yeah.
I think you mapped it out the same way. But you probably just said the wrong thing. But it's definitely A. It's kind of easy to see though. Yeah, because 12 squared is 144. So it's definitely not between 11 and 13. It's not between 9 and 11. B is out for sure. So it's definitely A. So let me give myself a thumbs up here. I've been giving myself thumbs ups all day. You can give me a thumbs up, guys, if you want to. But that one was easy. Let's move on to number 7 now. It says here, which of the following sets is defined by -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4? So Jaden, you want to help me out with this one? I think it's really easy.
Wait, the thing is blocking my vision, the marks.
The marks, I'm not sure.
No, because my screen is delayed, so when you write something, it comes up after.
Oh, well, is it showing now for you?
Hold on, it's still delayed. Wait.
Well, we're doing number 7. It's pretty simple. It's really easy
Mhm.
to see.
Because it's I can see
Is
it.
everybody seeing my screen well, by the way? Everybody can see my screen properly? Let's hope.
Yes.
You sure?
I can see it now. So it says which of the following is defined by, all right, so it's
Let me just
Let's-
make sure my connection is right. I just want to make sure my connection is proper.
I see it now. So it's lesser or equal to, or just between. So it's lesser and equal to D.
All right, so it's definitely D.
Yeah, I did not, because again, when you write something like an equation, you would write it, and then after you write it, it would start coming up on my screen. So sometimes it's blocked, like a lag.
All right, so I want to make sure I have the best connection possible. So I'm going to plug in here. I want to make sure I have the best connection possible. Yes, I really do. Connection is unstable. I just want to make sure I have the best connection, guys. Everybody else can see my screen well, though. It's not delayed for anybody else, is it? Okay, cool. So I should be perfectly good now. Still, I'm wired and wireless. So I should be perfectly good. I should have no problems at all. Yeah, so if anybody have any issues, just let me know. But let's move on. Well, let's do number 7, sorry. So guys, this is the range. It's between -2 and 4, right? But there's an equal underneath here for the inequality, guys. So if there's an equal there, guys, that means it includes -2. So the set is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's definitely 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. So this is the set. So the answer is D for sure. But I'm just trying to explain it to you guys as best as I can. So basically it says here, X is an element of the integer set. Cool. And remember, integers, guys, are negative numbers. So -4 and so on, 0, and positive numbers like 3, 5, and so on. So that's what integers are, guys, negative numbers, 0, and positive numbers. And it has the less than or equal to here. So the 2 is included and the 4 is included in the set. And it's from -2 all the way to 4. But guys, suppose they did not have these. Suppose they had no, right, suppose they had no equal sign here. If they had no equal sign here, guys, the -2 wouldn't be included and the 4 wouldn't be included. Cool. If they had just an equal sign here and no equal sign here, then the 4 would be included, but the 2 wouldn't be included. So just remember, guys, that when the equal is there, that means that the number is included in the set. Cool. All right, guys, so let's do number 8 now. Number 8 says, if Q is equal to A, B, and C, right? Yeah, if Q is equal to A, B, C, that's Q, guys. That's a set for Q, A, B, and C. It says how many subsets can be obtained from Q? Guys, this is really easy. The subset formula is always 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements in the set. And we can actually see here, guys, it's kind of really obvious to see that there are 3 elements in this set. So how many subsets can you get from this set, ABC? 2 to the 3. It should definitely be 2 to the 3. So the answer is D, 2 to the 3. Cool. If there were 4 elements in the set, guys, it would be 2 to the 4. If it was 5 elements in the set, it would be 2 to the 5. But this is definitely the formula for subsets, guys. 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements in the set. In this case, it's clearly 3 elements, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 3 elements. So the answer is 2 to the 3. Cool. So pretty easy. I think this is an easy question, 2 to the 3. And let's move on. Let's move on to number 9 now. Anybody have any issues? Speak up, guys. Let me know. Please talk to me. I feel like I'm talking to myself this class. But talk to me, please. If you're not getting anything, just let me know. So for number 9 here, it says in the Venn diagram, n of P is equal to 5. So let's write down what it says. N of P is equal to 5, the number of elements in P, I guess. N of Q is equal to 9. N of P union Q is equal to 10. So it says here, what is N P intersect Q? So this is an interesting question still. Yeah, this is an interesting one still. Yeah, this is interesting. N of P is equal to 5. N of Q is equal to 9. N union Q is 10. So what is N intersect P intersect Q? This is interesting. What would we do here? Anybody want to help me out with this question? Jaden, you want to help?
All right, so let's see. In the Venn diagram, N Q 5, N of Q is 9, N of P N is P union Q equal 10. What is P intersect N?
Well, guys, I'm actually gonna help you out. Let me help you out though. So guys, there's a formula that you may not know, but at least we're doing this review so that you can know, right? So there's a formula, guys, that says N A union B is equal to N of A plus N of B minus N of A intersect B. Cool. So based on what they give us, guys, that's exactly what we need in order to solve this, guys. So we're gonna use this same formula, guys. We're just gonna change it from A and B to P and C. Well, sorry, P and Q. So N of P union Q is equal to N of P plus N of Q minus P intersect Q. So this is how we're gonna find the answer, guys. But remember, guys, it says that P union Q is 10 is equal to N of P is equal to 5, N of Q is equal to 9, so that's 5 plus 9 minus what we need to find, N of P intersect Q. Cool. So this is what we're going to end up with, guys. Let me give myself some space here. We should end up with 10 is equal to 5 plus 9 minus N of P intersect Q. Cool. This is exactly what we should get. So let me just rub that out from the top. This is what we should end up with over here when we use the formula. And that's going to give us 10 is equal to 14 minus N of P intersect Q. So all we need to do now, guys, is carry that over to the left side. We're going to get N of P intersect Q is equal to 14 minus 10. So carry this over to the left side and carry the 10 over to the right side. So the answer is 4, guys. The answer is 4. N of P intersect Q is equal to 4. Cool. It's definitely 4. And I think it makes sense. I think that makes sense. I think it makes perfect sense to me. But you guys may not have known this formula still, but it still makes sense. Does it make sense to you guys now? Does anybody not remember? Will everybody will remember this? Is everybody okay? Talk to me, guys. Jeez, you guys quiet today, man. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Not hearing a word from anybody.
Yes, sir. I remember this.
Cool. So not too bad, not too bad. Let's move on to the next one now. So these are pretty simple, guys. So it says here prime numbers, P is a set of prime numbers, Q is a set of odd numbers, and R is a set of even numbers. And it says which of the following sets are empty? Guys, Q intersect R is going to be empty. I can tell you that straight up. So B is empty. Why? The odd numbers, there are no odd numbers and even numbers that are equal. So if you try to find the intersection of both of them, then it's going to be empty. So definitely B is empty. If you intersect P and R, prime numbers and even numbers, you're going to end up with 2. 2 is in that set because 2 is a prime number and 2 is also an even number. If you intersect P and Q, you're going to end up with a lot of numbers, 3, 5. You're going to end up with a whole heap of different odd numbers that are prime. And of course, prime numbers and odd numbers would not be empty either. So B is definitely the answer, no doubt. So that was pretty easy to me. Yes, that was pretty easy to me. And let's look at the next one now, guys. Let's look at 11. 11 says here, if P, Q, and S is equal to this, find P intersect Q intersect S. So guys, remember intersection means everything that's common between them. So we can clearly see that 2 is common between all the 3 sets. 3 is not common between them. 5 is not, 6 is not, 7 is not, 4 is not. So the answer for this one is definitely A, because the intersection of all the 3 sets, we can see that 2 is common to each of the sets. 3 is not common to each of the sets, 4 is not common, 5, the others aren't. So 2 is the answer for that one. That was pretty easy too. That was a breeze as well. Thumbs up, guys, thumbs up. If you're okay with that one, let me know how you're feeling. So those were easy, very easy. And let's move on to 12 now. It says here in the Venn diagram, the shaded area represents. So guys, let's just shade it. The shaded area, guys, that they're showing, it's everything outside of P. That's literally what they're showing you, everything outside of P. So everywhere outside of P is shaded. P is the only part that's not shaded. So that means the answer is P prime, because everything outside of P means P prime. So the answer is definitely A. It's definitely A. If you look at it properly, guys, the only part that's shaded is the part that's outside of P. So it would be P prime. Cool. Let me give myself a thumbs up. Make sense, guys? All right. Well done, Tajan.
Yes, sir.
All right. So well done, Jaden. Pretty easy, right? So we're going through some multiple choice, guys. More than likely, one of these repeat. So yes, more than likely these are going to repeat, guys. So just look carefully. So this one says here, if TT $6 is equivalent to $1 US. So $1 US is 6 TT. How much is 15 TT in US dollars? So 15 divided by 6, guys. So 15 goes into 6 2 times for sure. Leaving 15 minus 12 leaves 3 as a remainder, and that 3 is over 6. So that would end up being 2.5, right? So the answer is definitely C. All you have to do is divide 15 by 6. And if you divide 15 by 6, guys, you're going to end up with $2.5 in US. Cool. So that was well easy. Well easy. It's just some basic conversion. And let's do number 14 now. It says, and this is what Jay was saying yesterday. These are some formulas we might need to know. Simple interest formula is equal to PIT. Please remember that, guys. So it says here $7,000 is borrowed at the rate of 5% per annum for 3 years with simple interest. So the simple interest is, what is the simple interest, guys? Remember the formula is PIT. So the principal, P is the principal in the formula, which is the 7,000. I is the rate of interest, so that's 5%, 5 over 100, times T, which is the time, and that's the 3, right? So P is the money. Well, P is the principal. They call it principal, guys, but principal means the money. Cool. I is the interest, the percentage, and T is the time, right? Please remember that. Simple interest, guys, is equal to PIT. PIT, like a pit toilet, the one that you sit on when you go to country. You know, try to remember that, guys. Try to remember that. Please remember it. Remember it, guys. Simple interest is equal to PIT. Cool. So if we multiply it now, guys, 7,000 times 5 over 100 times 3, then we're going to end up with, this 0 cancels that one, and we're going to end up with 70 times 5 times 3. We can multiply this, guys. We're going to end up with 70, 5 times 3 is 15, so 70 times 15. Remember, we don't have a calculator in this exam, so we kind of just need to multiply it out. 5 times 0 is 0, 7 times 5 is 35. Then the next one here is going to be 0, 1 leaves a 0 here. 1 times 0 gives me 0, and 1 times 7 gives me 7. So 700 plus 350 is my answer, which should be 1,050. So my answer is D, 1,050. So that's my answer there. So guys, please remember the formula. Simple interest is equal to pit toilet. All right. Sorry to say that. Sorry to say it that way, but I just want you to remember. So PIT, like a pit toilet, PIT. Cool. Principal is the money. I is the interest, which is always over 100, 5 over 100, or whatever the case. And T is the time. Cool. You guys will remember? You think you'll remember that, guys? You think you'll remember the pit toilet? You think you'll remember simple interest? It's a good way to remember, I hope. Yes. So cool. So let's move on now, guys. We'll finish with the simple interest. We're going on to discounts. So this one says a dress which costs $180 is being sold at a 10% discount. The amount of the discount is really easy, 180 times 10%. This 0 cancels that 0, this 0 cancels that 0, so the discount is $18. Very easy. And the next one here says the value of a plot of land is $18,000 and land tax is charged at the rate of 70 cents per $100. So guys, we definitely need to find how many $100 can go into 18,000. So 18,000, it says per $100, they charge you 70 cents. So I need to divide this by $100, and I'm going to end up with $180 from the land price. And then now I need to multiply that 180 by 70 cents because they said for each $100 they charge 70 cents. So 180 times the 70, guys, is definitely gonna be the answer, the 70 cents. And how do I find the 180 times the 70 cents? Well, guys, 0.70 is the same thing as 70 over 100. So all I need to do, guys, is multiply 70 over 100 by 180. This 0 cancel that 0. This 0 cancel that one. And I'm going to get 18 times 7. I can multiply this out. 8 times 7 is how much? 54, isn't it? 35. 7 7 is 49. 56. 8 times 7 is 56. And then 7 times 1 is 7 plus 5, which is 126. So my answer is definitely 126. This is how much it is. Guys, kind of mark this number 16 because it comes like every year. It comes like every year. Like every year. I swear, this question come like every year. I wouldn't be surprised if this question did come on my exam. Maybe honest, like this question just comes so often. So often, yo. So often. Really, really, really often, guys.
Sir, do you think you could explain it just one more time, just quickly, so I can make more notes?
Well, it says here the value of a plot of land is $18,000. And then it says here, land tax is charged at 70 cents per $100 out of the 18,000. So each $100 out of this 18,000 dollars for the land, you're charged 70 cents per $100. So because you charge 70 cents per $100, you need to divide 100 into the 18,000 because there are 180 hundreds in the 18,000. Then you're going to multiply it by the 70 cents because it's 70 cents per $100. So when you multiply 180 by the 70 cents, you're supposed to get 126. 70 cents is the same thing as 70 over 100, guys. So that's why you can multiply 70 over 100 by 180, and that would give you the answer, which is B.
All right.
Cool. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, all right. So this one kind of simple to me. I don't think it's I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Can we move on, guys? I think we can move on.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's move on, guys. Yeah, let's definitely move on. So we're moving on, and let's go to number 17, right? We need to move a bit faster though. It's almost 6:48. All right, so it says here, at the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was sold at the beginning of the year. If a car was worth $9,500 on December 2016, then its value in January 2016 was, and that makes perfect sense, guys. So the answer for this one is definitely B. I'm just going to tell you that straight. It's definitely B. Why is it B, guys? Because 10,000 multiplied by 5 over 100 is going to give us 500. And if we subtract 10,000 from 500, we're going to end up with 9,500. So guys, it says here, at the end of any year, so at the end of December 2016, the car is worth 9,500, but it also says at the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than it would be worth at the beginning of the year. So at December 2016, guys, which is the end of the year, the car would definitely be worth less than the beginning of the year, which is January 2016, right? So let me write beginning. This is the beginning of the year. Cool. So at the end of the year, guys, it's worth 9,500. So if it's worth 9,500, guys, which is 5% less than at the beginning of the year, how much would it be at the beginning of the year? And it would have to be 10,000. It would definitely have to be 10,000 because, as I said, when you multiply 10,000 by the 5%, you get $500 less. And if you subtract 500 from the 10,000, you're going to end up with the 9,500. So B is the only thing that's making sense. If you try any other one for the amount at the beginning of the year, if you multiply 5% of it, you're not going to end up with 500 and you're not going to end up with 9,500 at December. So the only one that's making sense is definitely B. If you tried any other one, meaning C, and you multiply 5% of it, you're not going to get the 500 and you're not going to be able to subtract from the amount you multiplied to get 9,500. So the only one that's making sense is B. Cool. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah, sir. I just found.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, cool. So let's move on to number 18 now. Number 18 says a loan of $8,000 was repaid in 24 equal monthly payments of $400. What was the rate of interest on the loan? So this is an interesting question still. So guys, you borrow $8,000. Cool. Let's say you borrow $8,000. And to pay back that $8,000, you have to pay 24 payments of $400. Cool. So 24 payments of $400, guys, is definitely $9,600. If you multiply this out, guys, 24 times 400, you'd end up with $9,600. And $9,600, guys, is actually $1,600 more than the 8,000 you borrowed. So this means you end up paying $1,600 in interest, right? So if $1,600 is your interest, sorry about that, it's $1,600. If $1,600 is your interest, then that means your rate of interest, which is the interest rate, was 1,600 over 8,000. Cool. These two zeros will cancel. And we're going to end up with 16 over 80. 4 can go into 16 how many times? 4. 4 can definitely go into 80 20 times. If we were to multiply that by 100, guys, 20 goes into 100 5 times. So it would be 20%. The answer would be D. For sure. It would be 20%, guys. Make sense to you guys?
Could you go over that one more time? Just to make sure.
All right. So let me go over
Yes,
it one
sir.
more
Go-
time.
yeah, go over it one
Remember,
more
I
time.
borrowed, the first thing is I borrowed $8,000. So guys, just pretend that I just lent you guys $8,000. Everybody, I just lent you 8,000, right? But you have to pay me back $400 every month for 24 months. Cool? You have to pay me back the money, but you have to pay me back $400 every month for 24 months. Cool? So if you have to pay me back that money for 24 months, it's going to end up being $9,600. 24 times 400 is 9,600. So you pay me an additional $1,600, even though I lent you 8,000. I get back the 8,000 and more. I get $1,600 extra. So I just earned $1,600 off of each of you guys because I lent you some money. That's how, this is how loan people make money, guys. The people pay them back more, right? So, yes, so if $1,600 is how much interest you pay me, meaning how much I got in terms of profit, if I put this 1,600 back over the money I lent you in the first place, the 1,600 over the 8,000, that would give me my interest rate. If I multiply that by 100, that would give me my interest rate. And 1,600 goes into 8,000 5 times. So I'm going to end up with 20%. So my answer is D. Is it making sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it should make sense, guys. It should make a lot of sense. Should make a lot of sense to you guys. Yeah. It should make a whole heap of sense. Okay, so all right, guys. So can we move on? I think we can move on now. So we're gonna move on to number 19 now. Number 19 says a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. So this is well easy, guys. What's the total bill for the dinner? So 60 times 18%. This 0 would cancel that 0. 18 times 6. How much is 18 times 6? It should be enough. Am I right? How much is 18 times 6 though?
Do you want us to calculate?
I think it's 108. 108 divided by 10. So the tax is gonna end up being 10.8. Yeah. So 66 times 18 is gonna be 108. And that's gonna be divided by 10. So my taxes is going to be $10.80. So if I add the $10.80 to the $60 for the restaurant, for the dinner, I'm going to end up with $70.80. So my answer is B. This one, pretty easy. You just need to calculate the tax. Just like how you calculate tax anywhere, guys. It's kind of simple. It's kind of really simple. Cool. Making sense? Is it making sense to you guys? Making sense to everybody here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that one was really easy. Let's look at number 20 now. So this is B. Let's look at number 20. It says at a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid 46 for 2 books that had the same sale price. What was the original cost of one of his books? Okay, so each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid 46 for 2 books that had the same sale price. So if the 2 books he bought had the same sale price, guys, then it would be $23 for each book, right? And it says here that each book was marked with $3 off the original price. So the $23 plus $23 that he spent for the 2 books for the $46, that's actually at a discount. Both of them are at a $3 discount. So the original cost for one of the books, so I have to add $3 because remember there was a $3 mark off for the price, which would be $26. So the answer would be D. If we add 3 to the 23, the answer would be D. Make sense, guys? So easy.
Yes, sir.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right, so let's move on to 21 now, guys. Let's move on to 21 really quickly. So guys, this one is really easy still. You just treat this just like how you treat any normal fraction. Let me just show you what I mean. So here, guys, you have 1/5x. And this, guys, is a question that tend to repeat. So please remember this question still. Man, I lie. I've seen this question on so many papers. So 1/5x over 2/3x is equal to. It's really easy, guys. You treat it just like how I tend to treat fractions. So 1/3 plus 1/5. I usually cross multiply the denominators to get 15. Sorry. Multiply the denominators to get 15. Then I cross multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. So for this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Multiply my denominators. I'm going to end up with 15x squared. 5x times 3x gives me 15x squared. Then I'm going to cross multiply 1 times 3x, which is just 3x here, 1 times 3x plus 2 times 5x. And I'm going to end up with 13x over 15x squared. Cool. So I'm just trying to show you guys, it's not any different from normal fractions, like 1/3 plus 2/5. I usually multiply the denominators to get 15, then cross multiply. 5 plus 2 times 3 is 6. That's what I usually do. It's the same thing you're gonna do here with this type of question. Multiply the denominators, then cross multiply. Cool? You can't go wrong. So you end up with 13x over 15x squared. So this x, guys, is going to cancel the x squared, and you should end up with 13 over 15x. So your answer should be D. And as I said, guys, please look at this question. It come like every year. It's like you can't get it wrong because it just come every year, you know? It come every year. Come every year. So try to remember this one. Try to remember this one, guys, please. Please try to remember this one, just in case. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we can move on. Let's move on to 22 now. 22 says when 5 is added to a certain number, we don't know what the certain number is, so we're gonna call it X. When 5 is added to a certain number, I'm gonna call it X, and the result is multiplied by 3, the final answer is equal to 27. So what is the original number? That one kind of easy. 3 times 5 plus X is equal to 27. Divide both sides by 3 to get rid of the 3. 3 cancel that 3. 3 into 27 means 5 plus X is equal to 9. So that means X is equal to 9 minus 5. So my answer is A. Cool. I think my answer is A. I think my answer is A. Let me just double check for a second though. So everybody get that one? Everybody understanding that one? Anybody not understanding? Anybody want to question this one any at all? This one always give me issues with some students, so I just check in with you guys. Number 22, right? Yes, the answer is A, guys. The answer is definitely A. So ready to move on? Let's move on, guys. Number 23 now, it says, what is the value of x squared plus 3y over xy if x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2? So this one well easy still. 4 squared plus 3 times 2 over 4 times 2. So this is going to be 16 plus 6 over 8. And that's going to end up being 16 plus 6 is 22 over 8. And if you divide 22 by 8, you're going to end up with 2 and 2 and 6 over 8, don't it? Yep, 2 and 6 over 8, which is the same thing as 2 and 3 over 4. So the answer is this, D, 2 and 3 over 4. Very easy one. Does it make sense, guys?
All right. There's like a substitution. So it is a substitution. All right. Yeah, it is a substitution. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just a substitution, really simple. Really simple, guys. So it's a breeze. So let's look at the last one now. The last one, 24 here, says, if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality, 4 is less than 2x is less than or equal to 6. Then, guys, you just have to multiply everything here by, sorry, divide everything here by 2. And you're gonna end up with 2 is less than x is less than or equal to 3. And this is the answer for sure. Yeah, so the answer is A, no doubt. Yeah, that's the answer for this one. So in order to get rid of the 2x here and get an x, you just have to divide everything in the inequality by 2, and that will give you the answer. Cool. That would definitely give you the answer. Repeat, please. Same one, Jay, the same one here. So guys, remember, this is the inequality right here. 4 is less than 2x is less than 6. But they want you to find x. So all you have to do is divide everything through by the 2. That's all you have to do, guys. Just divide everything through by the 2. And once you divide everything through by that 2, you're going to end up with A. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. 6 divided by 3 gives me 3. These will remain the same, less than and less than equal to. So the answer is A.
Yeah, because you're always trying to get rid of what's in the middle to balance both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Cool, guys. So can we move on? I think we can move on from 24 now. Let's finish up the rest. Let's finish up the rest, guys. So guys, let's finish up the rest. Should we finish up the rest really quickly? What time is it now? 7:09?
Yes, sir.
7:09. So guys, 1 second here. Let me just give you a hint. So yeah, so basically, guys, I think tomorrow, maybe tomorrow early, maybe I need to start the recording from early tomorrow. Maybe I need to start class early tomorrow. But I actually have the July 2020 paper, which really is the last paper. So I don't know if you guys remember, last year was multiple choice only. So last year, this time, I was on YouTube Live and helping people with the exam and just going through a ton of multiple choice. But I have this paper still. I really do have this paper. Somebody sent me. So I'm gonna go through it tomorrow. I think it might be fair to go through it tomorrow. And I may send it to you guys as well. Somebody sent me some pictures of it. So I'm just gonna go through that tomorrow, or at least send you to say, okay, try and go through it. Because it's really the latest multiple choice paper next to January 2021, but I definitely don't have January 2021. But let's finish this up though. Let's finish this up. And then after, maybe we can move faster and then at least look at that paper before we go. So guys, this one says here, the sum of two positive numbers, P and Q, is 32 and their difference is 12. What is a smaller number? So the sum of two positive numbers, P plus Q, is 32 and the difference, P minus Q, is equal to 12. What is a smaller number? So this well easy, guys. This kind of well easy to pick up. All we have to do to solve this, guys, this is like a simultaneous equation still, but it kind of easy to solve anyway. And how would I solve it? Guys, I would add the top to the bottom. So if I add the top to the bottom, guys, I'm going to get 2P. Q minus Q is just going to be plus 0 is equal to 32 plus 12. And that's going to be 44, right? So 2P is equal to 44. So that means P is equal to 22. So P is 22. So if P is 22, guys, right? Then it's kind of easy to see that P plus Q is equal to 32. So 22 plus Q is equal to 32. So that means Q is equal to 32 minus 22. So Q is equal to 10, right? So what's the smaller number? The smaller number is Q, which is equal to 10, and the answer is A. So this is really easy to solve, guys. All you have to do is just add the equation up top to the equation on the bottom, right? I think it's really easy. Very easy to solve. Very easy to solve. To me, anybody have any issues with this one?
Yeah, could you go over that really
Go over
quick?
that one more time. It's a simultaneous equation, guys. It really is simultaneous. P plus Q is equal to 32 and P minus Q is equal to 12. But you can actually just add the top to the bottom. P plus P will give you 2P. Negative Q plus Q will give you 0. And 12 plus 32 will give you 44. And you'd end up with 2P is 44. So P is 22. So once you find P as 22 now, guys, you can just use the equation, the first one, and put 22 where P is, and you can find Q as 10. It's very easy to me still. It's a really, really easy simultaneous equation. You don't even need the elimination or substitution to solve it. You just can look and solve it in a way. It really is to solve. Really easy to solve.
Oh, that's how you got 0.
Yeah,
Negative.
negative Q plus Q gives me 0. I added
Yeah.
them. I added the top, guys, to the bottom. I added everything up top to everything at the bottom. So P plus P gives me 2P, minus Q plus Q gives me 0, and then 12 plus 32 gives me 44, and I end up with 2P is equal to 44. So I found P. Once I find P, I can just put it in the equation to find Q. So it's a really easy question, this one, to be honest.
Yeah, when you look at it like that.
Yes. So if you get one like this, guys, just add them together and they will cancel out. Easy. So number 10 is A, number 25 is A. This one now, 3x squared times 2x cubed. Easy, just multiply the numbers first. That will give you 6. X squared times x to the 3 will give you x to the 5. So the answer here is B. That one well easy. So B is the answer for that one, guys. 27 now, it says here 2 matrices A and B are compatible. I mean, yeah. No, are confirmable. Are confirmable for multiplication if, guys, the number of rows in the first matrix has to be equal to the number of columns in the second matrix. For sure. Hold on, let me just check. Columns. Yes, sorry guys, it's B. The number of columns in the first matrix, 1, 2, has to be equal to the number of rows in the second, which is 1, 2. So it has to be B. The number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. C is not right. D is not right either. A could have tricked you, but it's not A. So guys, in order to multiply two matrices, the number of columns in A must be equal to the number of rows in B. That's a rule. Cool. And please, guys, try to remember this one still because it tends to repeat. Try to remember 27 because it tends to repeat, guys. Cool. Try to remember 27. All right. So 28 now, it says the determinant of the identity matrix is so remember the identity matrix is 1 0 0 1, guys. This is the identity matrix. So if we find the determinant, guys, it would be 1 times 1 minus 0 times 0. So it's definitely 1. The answer is A. It's definitely 1. Cool.
All right.
Yes, kind of simple, right?
Yeah,
I think it's simple.
no, some of these questions are labeled as one-off questions and then deep thought questions and then one-off questions again. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like questions like that you could answer like boom boom, but then another question you couldn't answer like that.
Yeah, that's how it is. Some of them you have to think, some of them you don't have to think as much. But you just want to make sure you get them right, you know. Just try them out. Try them out, guys. As I said, go over this paper if you can. And I'm gonna go over July 2020 just to make sure. So 29 now, number 29, it says if the vectors P and Q are this, then P minus 2Q is, so P, guys, is equal to 3, 2, and Q is equal to negative 1, 4. So P minus 2Q is 3, 2 minus minus 2 times minus 1, 4. So yes, we need to subtract that from that, guys. And we're going to get 3, 2. I think this is going to end up being 2 minus 8. Am I right? 2 times, yeah, it's going to end up being 2, 3 plus 2, and 2 minus 8. And I think my answer is going to end up being 5 for sure. 5, negative 6. I think the answer is D here. I think the answer is D there. Yeah, so the answer is D, guys, for this one. So 3, 2, and then you add 2 and negative 8. Don't get it? Number 29, it's easy, Jay. It's very, very easy, actually. P is equal to 3, 2. That's what they gave us. Q is equal to minus 1, 4. They ask us to find P minus 2Q. So 2Q, guys, is clearly going to be negative 2, 8. So that's what 2Q is, but we'll have to subtract that from P. So we're going to end up with 3, 2 minus 2, 8. So if we subtract that from each other, guys, we're going to end up with the two negatives here, give you a plus. 3 plus 2 will give us 5. And 2 minus 8 will give us negative 6. So the answer is definitely D. It's a very, very easy question, actually. Like, so easy. It's very easy. It's really, really easy. It's not like a rocket science question. Is it making more sense to you now, Jay? Can you give me a thumbs up? All right. So cool. So let's move on to this one now. It says here, item 30 refers to the parallelogram WXYZ in the parallelogram blah, blah, blah. Let me read it one more time. It says item 30 refers to the following parallelogram WXYZ. Cool. And then it says here, in the parallelogram, X to Y, right, which is here, this distance right here, X to Y is U, and W to X, which is here, X to W, which is going down in that direction, is V. So we can actually see it from the diagram already still. We don't even need to label it. It's already labeled. So it's asking us for W to R, which is from here to here. Cool. W to R. So what would that be? Clearly we're going in that direction. So that represents the U. So it's definitely U plus we're going up, which is the opposite direction to the V. So this would be U minus, this would end up being minus a half V. And the reason why it's a half V is because we're only going to the center here, and here is V. From here to here is V, you know, but we're going to the middle, so that's why the half V comes in. And the reason why it's negative, guys, is because I'm going the opposite direction from that V. I'm going upwards. So I'm going this way, then that way. So that's why it ends up being U minus a half V. So my answer would be A, actually. I think that would make perfect sense. My answer would be A. Anybody have any issues with this? Anybody have any issues? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Oh, it makes sense.
Everybody okay? So let's move on. Let's move on to 31 now. So guys, it says here, given that 1 millimeter is 1 over 1,000 meters, 2,500 milliliters is 5,000 over 1,000, which is 2.5. So the answer is B. This one is very easy. 25 divided by 10 gives you 2.5. This is a very easy question. So ridiculously easy. So let's do number 34. I'm doing 34 because this is easy too. The perimeter of a square, let's draw the square. The perimeter of a square is 48. So P, remember guys, P, which is length plus length plus length plus length, is equal to 48. So that means 4L is equal to 48. So it says here, find the area. So guys, all I need to do is divide this 48 by 4, and I'm gonna get the length of one side of the square, which is 12. And then to find the area of the square now, guys, if I have the length equal to 12, for a square, guys, length times length is equal to the area. So it would be 12 times 12. So my answer for this one is 144. Number 34, the answer is D. It's a very easy question, guys. The perimeter is 48. So 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 gives us a 48. And then to find the area, it would be 12 times 12 instead. So the answer for 34 is just really easy. Very easy question, number 34. Very easy question. Any issues with 34? No, no issues. Let's move on. So let's move on from 34 and let's look at number 32 here. It says 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector of a circle AOB such that AOB is 60 degrees. So guys, what's the area of this this sector here? That's what they ask us for. They're asking us for the area of the sector. It's so easy to find, guys. Firstly, the area of a circle, guys, is always equal to pi r squared. So if we need to find the area of just this 60-degree section, it's definitely going to be equal to 60 degrees over 360 times pi r squared. And 60 goes into 360 6 times. So my answer would definitely be 1 over 6 pi r squared. That would definitely be my answer. That would be the area if the radius is r. They don't give us the length of the radius. So to find it, the answer would definitely be A. Remember, guys, you get a formula sheet for this paper. See the formula sheet here. See the area of a sector here on the formula sheet. Degrees over 360 times pi r squared. You could have looked on the formula sheet and get this question right. Definitely. So remember that you have a formula sheet for this paper. Cool. In case you don't remember the formula for area of a sector or area of a circle or whatever the case is. Cool. All right. So let's move on to 33 now. It says the volume in centimeters cubed. Yeah, hey guys, this is another question that you should look at, please. It comes quite often. The volume of a cube of edge 3 centimeters. So guys, let me just draw the cube right away. So this is the cube, guys, and one side is 3 centimeters. But guys, for a cube, if this is 3 centimeters, this is also 3, and this is also 3. All the sides are 3. So to find the volume, guys, it would just be 3 times 3 times 3, and the answer would be 27. 3 times 3 gives you 9 times 3, which is 27. So that's the volume, guys, 27 centimeters cubed. And the reason why, for a cube, guys, all the length, the width, and the height are the same. Cool. Make sense? 33 makes sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 33, well easy. As I said, mark it because it kind of come every year still. I see that quite often. Let's go to 35 now. And it says, which of the following figures not drawn to scale has an area equal to half 5 plus 4 times 2? So guys, the area of a trapezium, which is what they're showing you here, is a half of A plus B times H, which is the height. So the height, guys, would have to be 2. The only thing that's giving me a 2 height is here for D. The 5 and the 4, guys, the A and the B is always the length of the parallel sides, the sides that are parallel. So you can see here, guys, that the 4 and the 5 are parallel on everyone pretty much, but the one that we need is 5 and 4. This one is definitely 5 and 4, so it's still lining up to be D. Let me scroll down just a bit. It's still lining up to be D, guys. When you look at it, it's still lining up to be D. Yeah, it's still lining up to be D. A half times 5 plus 4 times 2. So 2 is the height. A and B are supposed to be the length of the sides, and it's a half. So the answer is definitely D. The answer is definitely D. And this is also on the formula sheet too, guys. Cool. The area of a trapezium is on the formula sheet as well. Let me just show you. Where is it? Area of a trapezium is equal to half A plus BH, where A and B are the lengths of parallel sides, and H is the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. So I'm just trying to show you guys that you could have done this one with the formula sheet as well. Cool. So the answer for this one is D. That's definitely the area. The answer is D. Let's go back up just a little bit. So yes, guys, see it here, a half plus one parallel side plus the other times the height. In this case, guys, for D, 2 is the height. So 2 is the height. So 2 is H, and 4 is A, and 5 is B for the formula. So we know it's right for that one. Yes, so that's definitely right, guys. That's definitely right. So we're good. We're good for this one. And then let's move on now to 36. So let's look at 36 now, guys. 36, mark this one to guys. It kind of come often. It comes really often. It says here the area of a rectangle is, and remember length times width is the area of a rectangle, is 53.6 centimeters squared. And it says here if the length is halved, right? Sorry, if the length is multiplied by 4, so 4L, and the width is halved, so width over 2, what would the area be? So guys, if you work this out, guys, this 2 is going to cancel this 4, and you're going to end up with 2 times L times W is equal to the area. But remember, guys, we already found L times W. L times W is equal to 53.6. So if we end up with the second one that they showed here, 4L times W over 2 is equal to A, and we don't know what A is, this 2 would cancel into this 4 to leave 2 times L times W. is equal to A. But we know L times W, guys, is already 53.6. So A is equal to 2 times 53.6. So the area is equal to 120. Is it 120? Sorry, 107.2, which is C. Cool. So this one was a weird one, but it comes pretty often. I see this one like almost every year. So look out for 36 still. It kind of tend to come every year. Or I see it in a lot of papers. Oh, my neck. Boy. Man. So guys, we're finishing up. Trey, it's good to see you. Anicia, it's good to see you as well.
Yeah, sorry for me, man.
It's no problem. We're doing some multiple choice, man. And this one now, guys, it says here, 37 shows a diagram. So part of a circle, P to Q, is here. And it says, guys, what is the length of the minor arc P to Q, which is right here? Sorry, if the length of the minor arc P to Q, which is right there, is 8 centimeters, what is the length of the circumference of the circle? So guys, remember that 60 degrees would definitely represent 1/6 of the circle. So if 60 degrees out of the circle gives an outer line of 8 centimeters, then 6 times 8 would give you the circumference for the entire circle, don't it? Because that would give you 6 out of 6 for the whole circle. So 6 8's 48 centimeters, guys, and C would be the answer for the circumference for the whole circle. And let me just draw a little circle around now. So guys, if we ended up with a full circle, this here, this 8 centimeters would just be one part, right? And then let's split it up into 6, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So it would be 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8, which would be all 48, right? Make sense? Let me rub it out a bit for you. Kind of show you.
Yeah.
It's making
But-
perfect sense, guys.
Yeah, but the way I would work it out, if I didn't know that 60% was 1/6 of 360, is to divide 60 into 360, then
Right.
more-
You can divide 360 into 360 and you'd get 6. So you'd know that you have to multiply the 8 by 6 to get the 48. That's a good way too, Jaden. That's a good way. So you can't really go wrong with this one. I think I did it very well. I think I explained it very well as well. So thanks for that input, Jaden. It helped. You can divide 60 into 360 to get 6 to see how many times it goes into it. That's a good idea. And boom, we can move on now to 38. 38 says the area of a triangle is 30 centimeters squared. So the area of a triangle is equal to 30 centimeters squared, and its base is equal to 10 centimeters. Find the height. So remember, guys, the area of a triangle is half base times height. Cool. And that's equal to 30. And they said the base is 10. So a half times 10 times the height is equal to 30. So this means that 5h is equal to 30. If I divide both sides by 5, this would end up giving me h is equal to 6. And the answer is A. Does that make sense, guys? It makes perfect sense. A half times 10 times 6 would end up giving me the 30. 2 into 10, 5. 5 times 6, 30 centimeters squared. So the height is definitely A. This one well easy still. This is what you call dinner. Cornflakes. This is cornflakes, guys. Cornflakes, like, it's not porridge. This is cornflakes, man. Eat that quick. That one well easy. Let's move to 39 now. It says here, what's the modal age? Item 39 refers to the following histogram showing the number of children age 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 who took part in a survey. Guys, the mode is the one that occurs the most. So 7 here is occurring the most. So 7 is the mode. Remember, mode is the one that occurs the most, guys. So the modal age is 7 because it occurs the most. This one is also cornflakes. Cornflakes, really easy to eat this one, you know. Cheese tricks, this one. Let's go down now. So number 40 now says it gives us a cumulative frequency curve based on the marks of 200 students. The median mark scored by the 200 students is, so guys, median is middle, right? Median is middle. So if it's 200 students, guys, we need to look in the middle. And that would give us 100. And let's mark it down here. So I think that's 37.5 for sure. So 30, 40, the median mark is 37.5, no doubt. This is also cheese tricks. I would call this a banana chips. Very easy to eat. Very easy to eat this. Makes sense, guys? Median is in the middle, right? Median is in the middle. So that one is Atigas. Definitely Atigas. Very easy to eat, a cheese tricks. Our next cheese tricks. Let's go down to the next one now. It says here, what is the interquartile range of the marks scored by the 200 students? All right, so this is a porridge now. This one kind of harder to eat. No, number 41, it's not so easy. So let's talk about it. So guys, what is the interquartile range? Do you guys remember how to find the IQR? Semi-interquartile range? You guys remember how to find it? Does anybody remember the interquartile range formula? Well, let me just tell you. So the semi-interquartile range formula is equal to the upper boundary minus the lower, right? How do we find the lower boundary, guys, and the upper boundary? Lower class boundary and upper class boundary. We need to find the quarter mark and we need to find the 3/4 mark. So we found the middle mark. Let's just go back to the middle. Middle was right here. But let's find the 3/4 mark. Cool, 3/4. 3/4 of 200 is 150, I think. So let's draw it right here. And let's draw that there. So the upper class boundary, guys, the upper value is here at the 150. Yeah, 140, 150. And that's how much? 40, let's call it 42.5, right? Because 45 is right here. So 42.5. And let's find the lower now, which would be at 50. So 50 would be right here. And boom. So yes, it would definitely be 30 at 50. And 50 is at the lower. So that would be 30 marks for the lower. Cool. So to find the IQR, remember it's the upper minus the lower. So it's 42.5 minus 30. And the answer would be 12.5. That's how you find the semi-interquartile range, guys, or the interquartile range. It's always the upper minus the lower. Remember, guys, the upper is always 3/4 of the total. So 3/4 of 200 is 150. And the lower is 1/4 of the 200, which is 50. So you need to just mark off 50 on the graph to get your lower, mark off 150 on the graph to get your upper, subtract the lower from the upper and you get your answer. So your answer is supposed to be A for this 41. So number 41 was not a cheese tricks, as I say. It wasn't that easy to see or pick up. So upper is equal to 42.5. So it wasn't that easy. The answer is A. But you can go over it, guys, if you're not remembering or understand. But it's very easy, guys, to find the SIQR. You just need to find the upper part of the cumulative frequency curve and the lower. Remember, the upper is always 3/4 of the graph and the lower is always 1/4 of the graph. Cool.
Oh, can I see the graph again? If you still have the markings on it.
Sorry, no problem. I have the markings. It's right here. You see it?
Okay. That's it.
All right. So we're good, guys. We're good with this one. So number 41 is A. The answer is A. So let's move on. Let's look at number 42 now. Number 42 now, guys, says 38% of students pass the test. What was the pass mark? So 38% of students pass the test. 38 over 100 pass the test. What is the pass mark? Well, go on. Oh, okay, we're using the same graph. It's the same thing, 40 to 42. All right, so we need to look at the graph to check. So 38% of the students pass the test, guys. What's the pass mark then? 38%. So 38 out of the 200 students pass. So let's do that. And then 2 times 38 would be how many students? No, 38% of 200 students. That would be 60 plus 16, 76 students. So 76 students pass. Cool. So that means 124 students failed, right? So what would be the pass mark if we need 124 students to pass? That's something to think about. 124 need to pass. So, So 124 failed, only 76 people pass. So that means the pass mark was high. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to use the 124 actually. And I'm going to go right 122, 140, 130. So I'm going to put 122 right here. I'm going to make it slimmer still. I'm going to put 122 right here. And I think the pass mark would be 40 then, because 124 students is where the cutoff mark is. If it's 40 now, then the rest of the students, which is over here, the 76 that pass would get over the 40, right? Everybody would get less than 40. Make sense? So this was not very easy to see either, but it's definitely showing that it makes perfect sense. Yes, so I multiplied this 38% by the 200. That means 124 failed. I mark off 124. Everybody who got over 40 would have passed the exam. Cool. Pass mark would have been 40. Cool. So not too bad. Everybody okay? Move on.
For the most part.
Moving on. We're going on to 43. It says the following table shows the frequency scores obtained by students in a test. So yes, and it says here the range of scores is that 2 students, well, 8 students got 2, 4 students got 3, 6 students got that, 3 students got 6, 9 students got 10, and 2 students got 10. 9 students got 8, 2 students got 10. So it says, what's the range? The range, guys, is the highest value subtracted from the lowest. So 10 minus 8 should give you the range. And the range, well, 10 minus 2, sorry. So the highest score from the lowest score is the range. So the range is 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. So that's the range. So the range is 8. So the answer is C. So that wasn't too bad, guys. But just remember that the range is the lowest minus the smallest score. So, well, the highest minus smallest should give you the range. And in this case, the highest is 10, the lowest is 2. So 8 is the range. Well, easy. This is a cheese tricks. Well, not really much a cheese trick still. If you don't know what the range is, it can be a problem. If you didn't know what the range was, it would be hard. But you do know it's just the highest minus the smallest, guys. That's all the range is. The highest score minus the smallest. Cool. So boom, moving on. Well, easy. Let's move on to 44. It says here 44 refers to a two-way table which shows the mode of transportation to school on a particular day for a group of 200 students. It says here, a male student is picked at random from the group. What is the probability that he does not walk to school on that day? So the probability that, well, does not walk to school. Well, the probability that a boy doesn't walk to school is 50 plus 30. Out of 108. That would definitely be the probability. And that would just be 80 over 108. And I think 3 can go into these, can they? Something can go into these. 4. Yeah, 4 can go into 80 to leave 20, and 4 can go into 108 to leave 27. So my answer would be 20 over 27. So they're asking you for the probability that a boy doesn't walk on that day if a boy is chosen out of all the boys that take bus, take a taxi, or they walk, right? And the probability is clearly 80 over 108, because there are only 108 boys anyway. You can't put the boys into the girls, you know. Sorry guys, sorry, please don't cancel me.
Hey,
But-
don't, you're good. You're good.
Yes, but you can't put the boys into the girls. All right, sorry about that, guys. I guess we just can't put the boys into the girls. So if they ask you what's the probability that he does not walk to school on that day, he can only mean he, guys. He means males in Jamaica and in the Caribbean. For now, it just means male. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We don't reach transgender type yet. We don't reach that stage. See? We don't reach Caitlyn Jenner stage. He means male at this point. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. Yes, no disrespect to anybody as well. Everybody has their preferences, but truth is, in this exam, please remember that he means male. Cool. Wow, please don't cancel me, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on really quickly. All right, so this one now, guys, it says, which of the following represents the graph of a function? Cool. So the only one, guys, that represents the graph of a function here is A and Y. Let's just put a big horizontal line right through everything. Let me just put a big horizontal line.
Vertical line test to determine.
Sorry, yes, vertical line. Let me just put a big vertical line through everything. So guys, for a function, guys, your function has to pass the vertical line test. So the first one, guys, here's a little graph here. The vertical line only cuts the first one once. The second one, guys, let me just draw it. The vertical line cut 2 points on it. So clearly this is not a function. B is not a function. That one can't work. Let's scroll down some more. The next one, guys, if you look at it, if we put a vertical line test, the line goes through 4 points. So that one can't work, cannot work. C is also not a function. Because remember, if you put a vertical line through a graph of a function, guys, it's supposed to get 1 cut, not 4 cuts or 2 cuts, 1. Last one, said thing, you get 2 again. You can cut it twice through. As a matter of fact, you can cut it 3 times through. There are 3 crosses there, so we can do a vertical line right through 3. That can't work, so D is out of it. B is out of it, and C is out of it. So the answer is clearly A. Why? Let me draw A again. If I do a vertical line test anywhere on this graph, I can only cut it once. So clearly A is a function and A is the answer. So remember the vertical line test, guys, for functions. Vertical line test. Remember it. If you draw a vertical line, it's supposed to only cut the graph once. Cool. All righty then. So let's move on to 46 now. 46 is a breeze. This is functions, guys. So it says here f of -3. We just need to put -3 into this. And we're going to end up with 2 times -3 squared minus 1. -3 squared will give you 9. So 2 times 9 minus 1. And that should give you 18 minus 1, which is 17. So my answer is C. This is conflicts, really just conflicts. This one, this 46 here. real cheese tricks. Really a cheese tricks, man. Cheese tricks for sure. What other type of cheese tricks? This is a Bigfoot, you know? This is a Bigfoot or a swizzle, you know what I mean? One of those easy stuff. This one really easy to do still. So 46 is a breeze. Let's move on to 47. So it says here, a straight line AB cuts the y-axis at, where does it cut the y-axis, guys? Guys, not lie. Not maybe for other people who don't come to my class, this would be kind of hard. But this is a cheese tricks, guys. It clearly cut the y-axis at here. And if you can see, guys, that point at A is definitely x, the x value is 0, and the y value is -2. So that's the answer for that one, 0, -2. So for people who don't come to my class, I guess this would be hard. But for you guys, I'd expect you guys to get this one still. Looking like, well, I wouldn't say this is a cheese tricks. This is a sandwich, you know? This is a sandwich. This is a sandwich. This is a sandwich, you know? I think it's eatable. Eatable, guys. Not too bad. Where does it cut the y-axis at? It cuts the y-axis at that point. This one right here, the A point. Definitely. Wherever it cuts the y-axis is right there. That's where the line cuts the y-axis. So the point there is 0, -2. Cool. All right, move on. Well, it says here, let's look at the other one now. It says here, the equation of the line which passes through the point 0, 5 has a gradient of 4 is, all right, so this one, Jano, this one not so easy. The equation of the line which passes through the point 0, 5, meaning that this is the y-intercept, 0 and 5, has a gradient of 4. So this is actually y is equal to, remember the gradient is 4, so that means 4x. And because it cuts the point at 0, 5 plus 5, the 5 here is a y-intercept, guys. So the answer for this one is C. Wasn't so easy, was not so easy. This was not so easy. Most people, remember guys, remember it's y is equal to mx plus c. Remember that's the equation of the line, guys. So they say the gradient is 4, so the m is 4. So we should at least get y is equal to 4x plus c. But it says here it passes through the point 0, 5, meaning that when x is equal to 0, meaning 4 times 0 is equal to 0, then c is equal to 5. Cool. Well, y is equal to 5 at that point, and x is equal to 0. So c would be equal to 5. So that's why c ends up being the 5, guys. Does that make sense to you guys? Does it make sense? Guys, can I get a thumbs up? I know you're tired. I'm tired too. But we're
Yes, sir,
almost
makes
there. We're
sense.
almost there, guys. Almost there. Just push through with me, guys. Finish strong like Shellyan. Finish strong like Shakari. You know, a joke. But finish strong, guys. Finish strong, finish strong. Finish strong like you saying, you know. Let's finish strong, guys. Only about 10 questions left, so let's just do them. It says here the range for x mapped onto x cubed for the domain this is, well, -2 cubed is gonna give me +8. -1 cubed is gonna give me 1. 0 cubed is gonna give me 0. 1 cubed is gonna give me 1, and 8 cubed is going to give me 8. So hold on, let me just check that. -2 times -2 would give me +4. Then times -2 would give me -8. So the answer is actually D. Sorry about that. The answer is not A. The answer is D. Because if I cube all of these numbers, I'm going to end up with -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. So the answer is D. So this one wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. 49 is definitely D. Okay. So 49 is D, guys. And let's scroll down to number 50 here. It said the values of x for which y is equal to 4x minus x squared, where y is equal to 0 are, so they're asking you guys for this horizontal point where it cuts the horizontal line, and it's actually at x equals 0 and x is equal to 4. So this is a banana chips, guys. This is a banana chips for sure. Really easy. They're just asking you for those points, guys.
Those do they call those the roots or the x?
Yeah, they're the roots. They're the roots. They're the roots for sure. They are definitely the roots. They call them roots as well, guys. The point where it cuts the x, well, the point where it cuts the horizontal line at 0 here. Those are the roots of the graph. So yes, very easy. That's all they're asking you for. And then down here it says here, what are the coordinates of the turning point? The coordinates of the turning point for this same graph. I think that the coordinates for the turning point would be right up there in the middle. Cool. It will be right up there in the middle, which is where x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4. So right at that point, guys, where x is equal to 2, see it here, the x variable is 2 and y is equal to 4. That's the turning point. So the turning point for this question is D for sure. Yeah, the turning point is definitely D. So the answer for A is, the answer for 50 is A, and the answer for 51 is D. The turning point is right here, guys, here at 2, 4, and the points that cut the x-axis are right there, which is 0 and positive 4. Cool. So that wasn't too bad. That was okay. I think that was okay. Those were okay. Those are okay. Let's move on to 52 now. Almost finished. So guys, this is what you call breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Big man thing in terms of this one is just not easy. This is definitely a dinner, you know, not too easy to solve. So it says, which of the following pairs of lines is perpendicular? Guys, that one is not so easy still, may I tell you straight. All of them, first thing, guys, to find out if they're perpendicular or not, it's best to look at the x variable, the number in front of the x, and you want all of them to be in the form y is equal to mx plus c, by the way. And if they're perpendicular, guys, that means that the gradient for one should be equal to the reciprocal, negative reciprocal of the other. So b is out, and the reason why b is out is because these gradients are equal. It's not the negative reciprocal. 2 and 2, these have the same gradient, so this is out. Let's look at number 1. Number 1, the first gradient is y is equal to negative 3 over 2. And the next gradient is y is equal to yeah, the next gradient for the first one is the gradient for the first one, a. The next gradient is y is equal to 3 over 2. So this is also not right because it's not the negative reciprocal. So a is out of it as well. Let's look at d now. D ends up being, for the first one, the gradient is a half for the first one, for this first one. And then for the second one, the gradient is 3 over 5. So this one is definitely out. So the answer is C still. But let's work out the answer and see why it's C. The gradient for the first one is actually negative 4. And the gradient for the second one is actually the negative reciprocal. 1 over negative 4. Negative 4 should give me 1 over 4. And that should be it. And the gradient here is 1 over 4. So the gradients, guys, for C is negative 4 and 1 over 4. So the gradient for the first one is 1 over 4. But well, the gradient for this one is negative 4, and the gradient for the next one is 1 over 4. And these are negative reciprocals of each other. So the answer is C. So that's why I said this is a dinner. This is what you call dinner, guys, not heavy. This is heavy, you know, heavy, not light. This is not light, it's heavy. So C was the answer, guys. C was the answer. And let's scroll down now, finish up. So guys, what does this look like? Item 53 refers to the following diagram of a transformation. Let's draw a little line through here though. What transformation maps PQR onto P prime Q prime R prime? Guys, this is definitely a reflection, like no doubt. It's a mirror reflection, like when you look in the mirror. It's a mirror reflection, guys. So guys, did you know that if you have a picture, right? And let's say in the picture, you have a dimple right here, right? In real life, the dimple would be over here. Why? The reason why the dimple would be on the other side is because pictures are a mirror reflection. Does that make sense? I think it makes perfect sense. So yes, this is definitely our mirror reflection, guys. It's kind of obvious to see. It's a reflection. The G-strix, move on. Okay, so this one here, guys, says the item refers to an isosceles triangle. So that means here is equal to here. So if here is 30, guys, here is also 30. And it says in the triangle, what's the value of x? 180 minus 30 minus 30. So there would be 120. This is what you call G-strix, swizzle, you know, a Capri Sun. This is what you call a Capri Sun. You just drink this off well fast and move on because this is just so easy. This is like prep school stuff. For any isosceles triangle, guys, the two sides that are equal have to be the same. So if here's 30 degrees, here has to be 30 degrees, which is why I said this is a Capri Sun. You just drink this well fast and quick and move on. Very easy. And you scroll down now, it says here, item 55 refers to the following transversal diagram in which lines AB and CD are parallel. So parallel lines and a line right through it. So it says here, which of the following best describes X and Y? It's a Z. So what is X and Y? They're equal, always equal, because they follow the Z law. They follow the Z law. Let's draw Z. They follow the Z law where here is equal to here. This, so the answer is B. This is definitely a banana chips. This is a banana chips, guys. This is a banana chips. Very easy to eat and get your marks and move on. So this one now, guys, number 56. It says here, guys, what's the length of MO, which is here, M to O. And guys, we can kind of see from the two diagrams, it's a pattern. Here is 6, here is 3, here is 7. So if here is 7, here would be 3.5 because half of 6 is 3. So half of 7 would be 3.5. So M to O would be 3.5. So this is a pattern. You just have to look at the pattern for the two triangles. Mark this question to guys, because to be honest, it kind of come often still. I see this on a lot of papers. So I'd call this one a lunch, a box lunch to eat. Not really too easy, not like a banana chips, but probably a box lunch. You could take some time, you know? So what should we get from this, guys? The triangles are pretty much very similar. They have the same degrees, 59, 31, 90, but they follow the same pattern. If here is 6 and here is 3, then that would mean if here is 7, here is 3.5. You know, it's kind of easy to see. So as I said, this is a box lunch. This is a box lunch or a patty. Let's call it a patty. And let's move on now to 57. It says the image of a point 1, 2 on the translation P prime is minus 5, 4. What is the translation vector? Guys, this one easy. So 1, 2 is added to the translation vector, which is XY, and I end up with -5 and -4. So that clearly means that my translation vector would have to be 1, 2, would have to be -6, -6. That's the only one that making sense. Okay, if I add -6 to 1, I'm gonna get -5, which is that. And -6 plus 2 is giving me -4. So the translation vector is definitely -6, -6. That's the only thing that's making sense. This is a lunch, this is a party as well to eat, because not everybody might understand this, but it's very easy to understand, guys. There's a vector that they added to the 1, 2 to get -4 to get -5 -4. It would have to be -6 -6 that you add to 1, 2 to get the -5 4. Cool. Manageable, guys. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done, almost done, almost done. Just 3 more left. And so we'll finish with 57 now. Let's look at 58. 58 shows an enlargement for sure. Let's look at it, guys. Boom, 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 boom. So that's it. That's the enlargement. And guys, if you see the enlargement, guys, you can see that there's 1, 2 here. And this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So 2 to 4. And this one is 1, but this one becomes 1, 2. So 1 to 2. And this one becomes 1, 2. And this turns to 1, 2, 3, 4. So this turns to 4 as well. So we can see, guys, that it's an enlargement and the scale factor is 2. It says here A, O, A, and the straight lines are trapped onto the first triangle and the second triangle with an enlargement to the center O. What's the scale factor of the enlargement? The first triangle, guys, is a half of the other, meaning this is 2 times this one. Cool. So 2 is the answer. Eatable. I think this one is eatable. Probably a porridge, maybe a porridge. Not necessarily a banana chips or something too simple. Let's scroll down to this one though. A plane is flying in the direction 0, 4, 5 and changes course in a clockwise direction to 1, 3, 5. So the plane is flying in the direction 0, 4, 5. This is 0. 45. 45 is basically here. 0, 4, 5. And it sets a boom and it changed all the way to 135. So this is 90 over here. This is 180. So 135 would be definitely here, 135 degrees. So it changed from this and it sets a boom and turn. So the plane is right here. Well, let me draw a better looking plane still. This is the plane. And the plane sets a and turn to 135 degrees going in this direction instead. Cool. So for the plane to go and turn like that, the angle through which the plane turns, I think is 90 degrees. I definitely think it's 90 degrees. I think it's 90 degrees. So the answer for 59 is B, because that's all it could have turned. You go from 0, 4, 5, which is 45 degrees, and you said some and turn this way as the plane. So to 135. So that's definitely a 90-degree turn still, like see it here. It's from 45 degrees to 135 degrees. So that's a 90-degree turn. So this one, boy, this one you call, so this is a dinner still, to be honest.
Not really, sir. Think about it this way. If you're going 45 to 135, you're minus.
Yeah, you're minus. You can just minus the 45 from the 135. But it's a bearings question. So that's why I draw it out that way. So if you subtract it, you're going to end up with the 90 still, guys. It's kind of obvious to see. But I still drew it, guys, to show you using bearings. It's a bearings question. And guys, you always start at 0. So north is always 0. And here's 0, 4, 5. Here's 90 degrees. Here's 135. I just showed you using bearings. So simple. It's kind of simple still, to be honest. It's well simple. And in the last one now, guys, is this one. It says here, item 60 refers to the following diagram not drawn to scale, which shows that the angle of depression at a point X from Z is this. So they're asking you for the height YZ. So they're asking you for right here. This is the angles of elevation and depression question. So guys, anytime that you see angles of elevation and depression, you know, say it's a tan question. Cool. And they're asking us for that area, this over here, which is the opposite side. Why is this the opposite side, guys? If up here is 30 and down here is 30 as well. Please remember that, guys. Remember the Z law. Please remember that if up here is 30, down there is 30. And that's why that's the opposite side, because the opposite side always points at the angle. So to find that opposite side, it asks us to find the height YZ, which is the opposite side over there. Tan the angle, tan 30 degrees is equal to, remember tan is TOA, T-O-A, TOA, which is opposite over adjacent, right? So if tan is equal to opposite over adjacent, guys, opposite over adjacent, this would mean that tan 30 is equal to the opposite side we don't know over the adjacent side down here, which is 10. So if I multiply both sides by 10, I should get my answer. And the opposite side is equal to 10 tan 30. So my answer is A. And this is a dinner. This is a dinner. This is a KFC bucket, to be honest. This is definitely a KFC bucket. It'll take a while to figure out this one. Yes. So we're finished, guys. We're finished. And please go over this paper if you can, guys. A lot of the questions will repeat. Right before I go, guys, I'm just going to go on my Instagram very quickly. And I'm going to show you the paper, the 2018 paper. So literally right after the exam finished. Let me just, hold on. Let me just go to my Instagram really quickly. Nice. Okay. So let me just go to my Instagram really quickly. Okay, so these are actually the pictures, guys, that someone took in the exam. So guys, please, please don't make CXC lock me up for this. Maybe I need to stop recording now. Maybe I should stop recording. Maybe I should stop
Yes, sir.
recording.
No evidence. No evidence.
Yeah, stop recording. Sorry, guys.